Fixed it. Just a quick note, ever since I've replaced the extractor on this thing, I put maybe 200 rounds through it. No issues whatsoever. Wow. Last one, really? Why can't I just hit them all? Let's try it again. No. Hit them all, but that was a little slow. I need to work on that. Alright everybody, as you can see, it works now, and I'm really happy. It shoots really good. Now cut to the video of me putting the new extractor in. Okay everybody, now we're going to go over how we take the extractor out. Taking these apart are pretty simple. Kind of like every other 1911, but we can start. You can see it's clear and empty gun. Okay, you want to push down this cap on top of the recoil spring. I use a tool like this. You could use anything. I just need to use a tool to clear it past the bushing here, because I can't really do that with my fingers too well. So you push that down. And you can see I rotated the bushing to the left. And make sure you keep pressure over this. Release it slowly, and you have your spring come out. So now that that's out, for this one you rotate that bushing back to the right so that that cam on the bushing can clear the little space right here in between. This little cam you see right here. And you can pull this out as well. Then you're going to want to pull the slide back to this notch. See that notch right there, right above where the slide release is. It's a little like curved circle there. Make sure that lines up with the top of the slide release, and push from the other side here. Push through, and that will let you pop out your takedown pin. From there you can just slide the whole top part off. And from here you can take out your guide rod. You can see it's a really nice beefy guide rod, and this one does have the Wilson Combat shock buffer in there, that blue piece. Barrel comes out the front. Then you're left with this, okay? Pretty much from here forward, I'm gonna put this to the side. From here forward, all you're gonna wanna do is take this back plate off. So to do that, you have your firing pin. Don't know if that's gonna focus or not, but your firing pin, that circle right there, you're gonna wanna push that down far enough to clear this back plate. And you're going to want to slide the back plate just a little bit back. And then how I do it is I push with one finger and pull with the other, and make sure you keep one finger over at all times so that the spring doesn't pop that firing pin right out and you lose it or whatever. So you can either do that, or you can do it this method where you just pull it out and it hits the table. I like to do it this way. You just push it out. You can hear that tension gets released. Here's your little back plate. There's your firing pin there, and the spring. Then all you need to do is take out the extractor, which is this little silver piece right here. It might be a little challenging, but if you can see it in here, let me get up. You can see that silver piece. Well, not so silver because I've been shooting it, but that piece just needs to go down, and you might have to push it in and down in order for it to go out. This one I was actually somewhat able to do it by hand, and you can see it pop out a little bit on the back there, or you can use a tool, whatever you need, to push it down. This one has a very tight fit, so you might need some extra help from a tool to pop that thing out. So yeah, it's in there pretty good. This one's a lot tighter than the one that I took out of it, maybe because it's much just better fit. There it goes. Really tight fit. There's your extractor. So this one is the Wilson Combat. It's the 70 series, so 38 Super 9mm, and I got this straight off their website. Same everything as the extractor that was already in it, except this one's got like the stainless finish. And the extractor that was in it that was giving me problems, this piece right here, that little shelf you see right before this line, this piece here, was not there. It just wasn't there on the other one. It was like just flat, and then you hit the shelf where it grabs onto the round. I'm not sure if that's how it came. It kind of looked like it got grinded down on the other one. So when this was having extracting issues, the first thing I did was buy one of these. And I did buy some extra recoil springs as well, just to try, because this one looks a little run down, and you could see it's been in service for a minute. So I threw this in first before it did any other changes, and it fixed it right up. So this is the extractor that I have in it now. It says the S there. Perfect. So now we can toss it back in there. And it's just like the reverse order of how we took it out. You're going to want to make sure that the claw part right there is facing inwards as you put it into this hole on the side you see there. Okay. And this one is a much tighter fit, so as soon as I get here, it's a little bit of a struggle to get it in. Let's see if I can't. There we go. You just kind of have to manhandle it in there a little bit until it goes. Now you can see the channel that the back plate needs to ride in. Those two little cutouts here. Those have to match up with that cutout in the back of the extractor, you can see. There it goes. You see it just cleared that spot. So that'll let this, your back plate, slide in there freely. or somewhat freely. There's going to be tension, but so if you're looking at your slide this way, the orientation is going to be like this. It's going to go in that way. And I'll show you just for example, just like that. So after you have your extractor where it needs to be, let's put the spring back in and your firing pin back in that hole here. And this could be a little bit of a tricky part too, getting this down far enough to let the back plate slide back on. So for that, I like to again use some kind of tool. This is what I just had laying around, and you push that down, and then you take your back plate, orient it how it's supposed to be. This is like the one trickiest part of it. Just make sure it's pushed down enough for you to slide the back plate on a little bit, and then it should clear it enough to where you don't have to worry about pushing down the firing pin anymore, and then you could just click it in. So that's just, oh, not so quick. It's almost like a 10-minute video already, but that's how you replace the extractor on these things. And I you know, it was a quick fix. I'm happy that's just what it was, and I think this was maybe like 30-40 bucks on their website. Quick fix. Let's go ahead and put it back together, which can also be a little challenging sometimes, but you're gonna want to put the barrel in through the front, just like how we took it out. Get your guide rod here, and you see the little curved part on the bottom. That of course matches down with the barrel, so it's going to be sliding like that on the barrel, or not sliding, but it's going to be matched up with the barrel. Okay, and then this little circle tab you see here, that's going to want to line up with your hole on the slide. So just make sure that's down, and then you could see where it is, so you know where you're putting it correctly. And of course you just line the rails up on the frame with the slide. Slide everything back together without putting the safety on until you see those two holes line up. And that'll kind of be around this spot here. It's not going to be too far back. You're going to put the pin in, takedown pin, and then you're going to slide it back to where it matches up with that ridge again, that little cutout on the slide. Then you push back in. And from here, it's just putting the spring and the bushing back in. So you're actually going to want to put the bushing in first. That cam is going to go right in the center. And you're going to want to rotate it all the way to the left so that the spring and everything can fit in. And then push it down as far as you can, rotate it back. Of course, I can't push it down far enough for it to fully rotate, so I'm gonna use this tool again. Push it down, and then you see I can rotate that bushing back to the right, and it pops right in place. And now, you got your new extractor put in and everything working as it should. So that was just a quick little tutorial on how you throw that thing in there, and that ultimately is what fixed my problem for the extracting issues. So I hope this was helpful, and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.